You can just start? You already did. You did? Hi, everybody. I don't know if you can hear me. Yeah. All right, let me sit down. My pals here. My friend Brent, Denise. Hi. Burton. So, let me start with Denise. Denise, no. How you doing?
Good, Simon.
Good. You know, I feel like I haven't seen you in 25 years. Good too.
As a matter of fact, all you guys look good, don't they?
I mean, you know, in all humility, seriously, could we look any better?
No.
Like you look fabulous.
Oh, well.
You really do.
Thank you.
And I always wanted to do Tasha, you know. That was me, not.
No, but I mean, I kind of thought that I was going to kind of go through everyone on the show. I mean, Worf and I were kind of, you know.
Last episode.
Yeah, and flirting with each other in the eyeglass.
Always had to look for you.
Yeah.
I mean, Jordan did. Jordan.
Yeah, that's the kind of show we ran.
I remember that episode. Tasha, come into my ready room. Help me get rid of these spacesuits.
Just needed to cut a little seam, Captain.
Did he ask you to cut?
With my teeth. Oh, this is really degenerating.
Denise.
Let's talk about something.
You know, it's usually not like this. It's just your presence.
Stick a woman in, and this is what happens.
I agree, Denise. That's what she said. Denise, when you have recovered, we'd like to know, haven't seen you in a while. Hello again. What have you been doing lately? What's going on with your life?
Wow, man. Okay. So, I have been shooting right now a series on Showtime called Ray Donovan that comes out on June 30th. So, I'm doing a recurring, I'm playing Elliot Gould's mistress. June will be surprised there after this conversation. I'm working my way through Ray Donovan now. And that will take a while since there is Stephen Bauer and Jimmy Woods on the show now.
Oh!
And John Boyd.
John Boyd.
So my dudes, need I say more than Leah Shrike. Gotta knock that dog of a wife out of the way. Other than that,
Don't you love her?
oh God, yeah.
Yeah, I think she's one of the greatest.
Yeah. So anyway, then I've been in Bulgaria the last 2 weeks doing a study for sci-fi, which was really interesting, called Roswell. Well, of course, we could go to Bulgaria and shoot. Roswell in Mexico, but hey, you know, the dollar. It's all about the dollar, bottom line. And apparently Marina had been there a couple times because I was, you know.
She's a national hero.
Yeah, she's a Bulgarian by default at this point. So that was kind of cool. Freezing cold, froze right, took us off.
And the food's really good there.
Oh yeah, that goulash really goes down well. But no, happy to be working. Just work.
Work is good. How about you, Levar? Many of you in the audience know Reading Rainbow and fans of Reading Rainbow.
Well, the Reading Rainbow app is continuing to impress in that since we launched in mid-June, over 2 million books have been read by kids in the Reading Rainbow app. So it's working. We know that we can use this very engaging technology. Did the lights just...
I saw it.
Somebody gaslighting? That's what I was afraid of. We know that we can use this very engaging technology to really get kids to read, and that was the whole point of relaunching the brand, so I'm really proud of what we're doing, and I'm really excited about the future. It's all good.
Well, we love and appreciate everything you've done with and for the youth. And
can I just say how much we all love and appreciate you? No.
We really love and appreciate everything. No, thanks, Levar. I appreciate it. I mean, we do. We love it.
I was just saying that. I didn't mean it.
Levar Burton will no longer be joining us for this film. We appreciate you coming out to see 3 of our fantastic TNG guests. And Levar Burton. Hey, Dorn, what you got going down, man?
Hanging out at home a lot. Watching on TV. Good.
And how do you feel about Brent's timing?
A god.
I don't think you like that. Okay, guys, you're leaning up against probably a light switch, so you might want to back off the walls for me. That's probably what's going on.
I didn't see it.
I see you guys can. Oh.
I usurp your personality. Go ahead.
Well, I did a series that I'm sure every one of you know about called Fresh Hell. Since it's been on, we've had 2 million kids reading books. It's been great for me because I really don't like people that much. But I've been doing really well. I have a son, Jack, who's 11. He's doing really. He's home sick today. I'm sorry. All right. Sorry. I had a moment.
Did I mention I have a snack? 11-year-old cat.
I didn't confuse my son and my cat. I'm going, ooh, Jack. Anyway, thank you.
In truth, I'd like to mention, and I'll probably say it again tonight because it's so interesting to me, or tomorrow night rather. I did recently have an offer for a feature film, and I've been debating whether to do it or not. So I bring this up, and I'm not kidding, at least about the offer. It's a picture called Human Centipede 3.
They love the idea.
I'm not familiar with the actual genre, but whoever you are, that's frightening. So do you think I should do it? It's
Have you seen Human Human Centipede 1 and 2?
People have seen two.
Oh, really?
I saw one.
Yeah.
But enough to make.
Yes.
Oh. Was that not loud enough? Could you not hear me? Not very well. Can you hear me now? Okay. I was offered this feature film. Yeah, anyway, I thought, I know what it is, actually. I've asked around, and I listened to the Howard Stern show, he's talked about it. But I think I could bring some real dignity to this.
Would you be playing the centipede?
No, I don't think so. I never even saw what role, they never even got that far to tell me what role I would be playing, but I don't believe I'm a part of the centipede. I think I'm the mad scientist or something. That's kind of
Well, I think you need to.
to look into it.
Yeah, because I think.
At least you hope you're not a part of the centipede.
Let's just say, if I am, I hope I'm the front. But I think, I don't know, it's crazy, but I smell Oscar.
That's peace in the back.
Denise Crosby, she's here all day.
You know that'll
Never work.
Never work again.
All right.
Okay, if we have anyone out in the audience that have a question for the cast, go ahead. Right here with the hat on. You guys good?
Oh, really?
That's a long question, no doubt. The world? Is that what you said? I couldn't. Our culture. Who are you asking? Everyone.
I am not Oscar. I'm not going there.
Honestly, I think we're kind of I think maybe we made, slight.
Brent, we can't hear you.
You can't hear me? All right, can you hear me now? Anyway, I'm not, I don't want to be cynical because I'm hopeful, as everyone is, I'm sure, that we are moving towards a utopian future, but it's tough to imagine it when you read the papers or read the news online that that's happening. There's so many petty little problems that continue to plague this universe. There's such bigger problems like that should unite us, like making sure the planet survives. That seems to be the biggie. And I'm going to make that happen. Right now, today, I'll need contributions. So that young woman will be passing her hat around. Anyway, enough from me.
I think, I second what Brent says, I think there was a time, when, when Gene was doing the show and 60s, 70s, when it looked really good. It was sort of like, the Vietnam War was over and they finally said, okay, wait a minute, can't go on like this. But I think we're on hold. I mean, the last decade or so has been a real sort of, more than that, has been a real sort of stagnation of all this stuff. Although there is a lot good that's going on. And the one thing about, what Brent said is that, we have the answers to all these questions. I mean, the funny thing is, I think is we have the answers to all the questions. We can feed the world. you know, we do have the technology and the resources to feed the world so nobody goes hungry. And I think we have the wherewithal to, but we just don't have the drive to do that. The will. So yeah, I think it's on hold. But you know, every once in a while you see the good sort of peek through. But I agree with Brent. I think it's on hold right now.
I think that we don't really have a choice. We have to, in order for this world to go forward, and as Brent said, to continue, you know, the planet to survive, we have to dig in and build this united front. If that was, you know, I think Jean really taps into an optimism, the optimism of human nature, and the ability that we're all capable of. So we don't really have the choice. There are things that can destroy, you know, all of us at any given moment. They exist. So the only thing that the only thing that you know, keeps us from flipping that switch is the desire to exist. So that has superseded everything so far. So, you know, when we can, you know, build this bridge, you know, around the world, it will happen. You know, we have to stop saying I and me, and we have to say we together. And when that happens, we'll be okay.
And the great Levar.
What they said. I know something.
And actually, the thing is, if the original Star Trek, there was hope and, you know, a kind of vision or something like that, but Kirk and those guys, I mean, it wasn't all like, you know, oh, let's go out to spread peace. I mean, Kirk was out there like, you know, if you stole one of our crew members, he was going to lay waste to the planet. If you don't bring it back, we can destroy your world. You know? I mean, every time, you know, it's been, so they had he had his own little thing going, but hopefully I think Next Generation kind of took it a little step further and became a little more, less violent than those guys.
Not me.
You paid for it.
That thing.
Yeah.
What was that thing called? Skin of Evil.
Yeah,
Armis.
Armis was skin of evil, is what took me down. Into that pit of usefulness or whatever.
No.
John did. If you wanted to go in.
Yeah, signed up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Doug Jones was the skin of Evil. Yeah. You don't remember?
No.
Doug Jones, man. He's known for being preachers.
Oh, yeah. Great. What does all those for, what's his name? The Hellboy, yeah, he's in Hellboy.
Yeah.
He's great at Hellboy.
The director, though.
Yeah,
Guillermo del Toro.
Del Toro, right.
Yeah.
Del Toro, absolutely.
Yeah.
My question is for Denise. Did they originally write you out of the script, or did you have other acting things that came up that caused you to leave the show?
Oh, I just couldn't work with Jonathan anymore. I tried, God, man, I tried, and I just couldn't take it anymore. He was abusive, and physically violent, and the most selfish actor I've ever known. I just said, you know, screw you. And, you know, I had a movie career to go with, you know. I was going to make I was totally you know, it was a choice. It was a choice for me. And then Gene made the decision to, he thought it would be really stunning to kill one of the original characters. And, with the caveat that I hate to do it because you'll never be able to come back. That didn't work out so well.
Okay, back to the room. Anyone here? White hand, arm, stand up, preacher. Chicken man, right? Yeah. Chicken man, we deliver. Yeah, take your order, please. Buffalo wings, I'll be right over.
Question for everyone. What is your guilty pleasure?
What is your guilty pleasure?
Mouse from a chicken.
I prefer the breast. I'm not really guilty about it, to be honest.
I love to fly airplanes.
Who's that with your chicken?
I'm not fly, the chicken. They don't fly. No, okay. Right.
For those of you in the room that don't know, Michael Dorn is an acclaimed pilot. He's flown fighters. Tell us a little bit more. Would you trainers, basically, right?
I'm sorry.
You've flown basically anything, right?
I had a great career in the military, without getting shot at. Because of the Star Trek second season, second and fourth season, the Blue Angels invited me to go fly in the back seat, which was great, and that started me down a path. I already been flying for a couple of years, and then because of the small community, which is fighter pilots, they said, oh, he loves to fly, well, we like that. And so I got invited out to fly with the Thunderbirds in California. Then I flew with the Okies, F-16s. I flew F-16s in Fresno, which was great. And B-1 bombers, which was cool. Left seat with B-1 bombers, which was great. And then the ultimate was I went on an aircraft carrier in F-18 for day operations, which was fantastic. That was great. And then they said, would you like to stay around for night landings? But I've owned a T-33 and F-86 for 4 years. And hopefully I'm going to get back into it somehow. But yeah, so it's been great. It's been fantastic.
So for those of you that are out of town, here's your right. Denise, guilty pleasure, besides me, what's your guilty pleasure?
Well, it's funny you should say that because I was going to say that I like dark meat.
Reminds me of my favorite episode, Code of Honor.
Oh, yeah. Mine
Denise,
too.
I have got to ask you, I'm sorry, but did we talk about this?
I don't think we ever asked.
That is by far
The worst episode in the history of Star Trek.
I actually, a friend of mine came over and I said, you got to watch this episode. You got to. She goes, okay, so we're watching it. And I didn't realize, it's been so long, that you had a thing for this guy. It was sort of like you were kind of going, well, he is rather attractive. He's powerful.
Write it.
And he does have a last scene.
Remember, don't you remember while we were doing it? I kept looking at you going, how perfect. Yeah, no, we're not gonna get, this is not gonna get on the.
No, not me. I wasn't in that episode. Maybe it was him.
The other black guy. You know, those black men you're so fond of?
Well, Levar, they just blend together after a while.
You see one Mandingo warrior, you see no more.
Okay, it was Jonathan. I said Jonathan, we're never gonna get this on the air.
Did you really?
Yeah, oh God, yeah, I mean, it was ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't in the episode, but it just was one of those things where after it was over, you know, I saw it, I go, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, and the colon nut, accent was, talked it off for me.
You guys, if you ever get a chance, you've got to watch Burton.
They've seen it? But it was not intentional. It was all, the intentions were good. It just turned out.
Like I always said, I think that it was all a good idea until they got to the street.
I'm sorry, Michael, I can't co-sign on that. It was a bad idea when you wrote that shit. Bad idea on film.
I didn't say it wasn't bad. I said they didn't think it was a bad idea.
Oh yeah.
While they were filming it?
Yeah.
You think they're going, this is really terrible, let's keep going. Maybe
They got another script.
Really?
Yeah.
You're right. No, you're right.
No, you're right.
No, you're right.
You know, I hope not. I hope they were going, let's really do the worst episode.
Well, it was all uphill from there.
I remember the one where everyone jogged.
Oh.
That was everyone looked perfectly blonde and blue eyed.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
the Aryan nation. But that was a little scary.
You know, the funny thing is, I guess after Code of Honor, that
Yeah,
seemed like War and Peace.
They countered with that one,
As a pair, though, that makes a wonderful gift.
Yeah, that's those two on Blu-ray. Good.
Hey, can I just, there's a guy out here, the data right there, could you stand up for just a second? Yeah, this is what would have happened had Data lived, he would have gone on to become an accountant. But the concept is
Denise, we're going to accept your answer for guilty pleasure. We're going to move on to Levar and ask the same question. What's your guilty pleasure?
Oh, if I said anything less than white women, it would be.
I'm open to any kind of breast.
All right, let's move over to this side of the room. This young lady right here. Stand.
Hi, I'm Carla. I was just wondering if any of the physicalities of your characters just kind of snuck into your psyche and stayed with you for the rest of your lives. Like sometimes you stand Worf or Data.
If the other side of the room didn't hear, she was asking if any of the physicalities of their character remain with them to this day.
That is known as physicality, actually. Good word, yeah. You know what? Not that I know, but somebody did write the other day that on Twitter that I walk like Data, which makes sense because it was me.
No, I don't believe I've kept any of my physicality.
Truthfully, at the beginning, when we first started, when we first finished, once it was all over, I had a tendency, and I had to go to therapy. Really rid myself of the tendency to just drop and break into a barrel roll. Random times, but I think we've got it under control.
You should see, whenever his wife opens the garage door.
Whenever they go on vacation, like, come on, come on, come on. Cool it, Link! Cool it, Link!
Good times.
This is for anybody who wants to answer. Who's your favorite fellow cast member to imitate?
I do a pretty good Gates.
Shows. No. Actually, I do a better Marina.
Shall I tell you something? Shall I tell you something? Where do you think you're going? Sit down.
Patrick is the easiest. But I can't do anything.
Well, Michael, remember we did a panel not too long ago together, and someone asked you to do an impression of me, and I suggested that you open your eyes and then try to act. I think they took it the wrong way.
Yes, but I just don't think I can do anybody. There's no, Patrick, oh yes, hello. That's like too easy. Anybody can do that, but no, I think Brent does great Worf or Michael Dorn. I called him, did you leave a message on my, sometime that I called him or he called me as me. And that was pretty funny, but I'm sure.
Well, I'll try.
Okay.
This is Jonathan on the bridge of the Enterprise.
I did come up with an impression. Levar's first directing job. We are known as people start directing on the show. We are known to treat them equally as we do all directors, which is very badly. And there was a scene on the transporter room where they were doing a lock-off, and they had to lock off the camera so they could do a beam in, and it was all technical and stuff like that. And we've been doing this for 5 years. So we knew how to do it. And, they said, nobody touched the camera, and I'm standing there, and somebody drops their phaser on the ground next to the camera. And I'm thinking, great, like I'll go, oh, I'll get it, and run over there next to the camera. And Levar looked at me and goes, Michael, no.
Like you were too.
I said,
In my defense, I was under a lot of stress.
Yes, you were.
Michael? No! Michael. Michael.
Michael?
No.
What's the most awkward interaction you've ever had with a fan?
You might want to repeat that question too.
What's the most awkward interaction you've ever had with a fan?
What's the most awkward interaction you ever had with a fan?
Is sex included?
I'm just asking.
If you know me, it is.
See, have you wondered whether humanity was transcending?
Junior high school.
But that's what it was like when I said junior high school. And every time we're together, it's junior high school.
I have never had an awkward experience with a fan. I love them all.
And one day in the future, it won't matter. We'll all be the same. Fans.
I don't think I've ever been awkward.
There was a young lady stealing tiles off my roof of my house. Seriously. But it wasn't really awkward. It was very simple. I just get down or we will shoot you.
She was looking for souvenirs.
Precisely.
She wasn't that woman in Trekkies, was she?
No.
Spider fan.
No.
Oh, she pointed to your house.
She did. She was on a hill, though. She lived on the hill. She moved onto that hill, so
Yeah.
it's right at my house.
She showed me where you lived.
Yeah,
In the twinkle of the lights.
Denise, you did Trekkies. You must have, you recorded some awkward moments with
Well,
fans.
I mean, and not during Trekkies. The most awkward moment I had was when early in the first season, when I think I was at my second or third convention ever, and I walked into the building and the promoter said, "You've got to meet Jeff. You've got to meet this guy, Jeff. I don't even want to tell you anything about him. You've just got to meet him. He's your biggest fan." I went, "Oh, great, okay." And so she proceeded to take me down through the bowels of the building, into these hallways past kitchens and rooms of food. And along comes this lone figure, this guy, Jeff, walking towards me. And he gets closer and she says, "Jeff, do it." And Jeff takes off his shirt and turns around, and my entire character of Tasha Yar, her face, is tattooed on his entire back. And I didn't know if I should start running. I've never seen anything. I've never seen a tattoo, period, that big. I mean, it was from the nape of his neck to his crack. And it was like my promo shot, from Paramount.
Well, but did anything awkward happen?
I think I said the stupidest thing, like, "Do you have a girlfriend?" I didn't even know what to do. Yeah, that was cool.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have time for only one more question. I'm going to let the cast choose someone from the audience. Go. What's the question?
Oh, I don't know. I love you all.
Good feeling.
Oh, okay. Yes, you.
Me? Actually, my question was for Michael.
We'll do two. Yeah, we'll do two.
Yes.
My question is, do you have more fun actually doing Next Generation or
What was the name of that other show?
Deep Twins?
Yeah.
It was more fun doing Next Generation. It was laughter and good times for 7 years, and that was great. I mean, and Deep Space was a different show. It was a different show, different feeling. I mean, I go over there and it was very quiet and very reserved. And they kept, oh, Mr. Brooks, you know, when they would call everybody as Mr. this, and I'm kind of going, God, you guys, well, they didn't like you. Well, yes, there's that. But I always say that, you know, you get over there and we're just laughing and joking and having a great time, and they're like, you know, saying mass. But it was next generation.
And the other one belonged to this young lady right here. I'll just stand up.
I have a question. You guys rattle off this techno battle, and you do it convincingly. I was just kind of wondering how much of your preparation involved actually getting into this like crazy theoretical physics and like getting behind it, or if you're just
I studied physics in all of my off time from doing this show. We were doing 16-hour days, but you know that leaves what, 8 more hours? And I was doing physics in those 8 hours. Asimov did it? I think, wasn't he a physicist first though? No. I hadn't a clue what I was saying or what you're saying right now.
I think Levar and Brent had the most technical. It was amazing.
But I didn't have to memorize mine, you know, all before I put all contact lenses in the morning because I couldn't touch my eyes for the rest of the day. Or see.
I did not see.
Yeah.
The makeup was a powder, gold powder over the face, and within an hour of putting it on, it had smeared across the lenses, and so I couldn't see anything for most of the day. So if changes came to the script, you know, someone had to teach them to me because I couldn't read them.
My methodology was to spit it out as fast as I could in giving the appearance that I knew what I was talking about. It seemed to work for 7 years.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes